Hey guys, Mary Czarnecki here. Excited to come at you this week with this week's episode of Sticky Note Marketing. So if you are just joining me for the first time, I'm Mary Czarnecki. I am a marketing strategist and business mentor. I have been in and around the marketing field for almost 20 years now, helping big brands grow their audience and sell more stuff online, like WebMD, Johnson & Johnson, those kind of things, probably a lot of products you have in and around your household. But I'm also really passionate about helping small businesses and entrepreneurs grow their connection, that authentic connection with their ideal clients and their ideal audiences, so that they can actually get their genius in front of the people that need them most. So if you're an online entrepreneur, small business owner, or service provider, this is going to be for you if you have been struggling with getting more leads for your business. So I hear this a lot from the folks in my Facebook group, my private Facebook group, where I share some tips and tricks, but they struggle a lot, or at least they tell me they struggle a lot with things like content creation, lead generation, and visibility. So today I wanted to focus specifically on creating that connection with leads. So basically, how do I find more people, Mary? What do I say to them when I find them? And how do I actually start that relationship, right? So just because you find leads doesn't mean that that's going to ultimately end up in sales, right? So how do we actually create a good relationship and a good connection with those ideal client leads that you get in touch with? All right, so first and foremost, I want to invite you guys to check out the link above. So I have a free gift for you today, which is all about visibility. And we're going to talk about in a second why that's important. But in the meantime, feel free to grab that. Stay with me though, because I'm going to share with the three things that we were talking about. Number one, where do I find them? So where do I find more leads? So I hear this all the time from people that I'm working with, which are, Mary, I have this amazing offer. I know I can change people's lives. I know I can make a difference with my product, service, or offering, but I just don't know where to find my people. So here's the thing. I want to ask you to look at the people that you've served. So maybe you're a new business owner and you only have a few clients. Maybe you've been at this for years, right? So what I would do is invite you to find out where the people that you have served, so your past clients, where did they hang out? Because I tell you what, if you find out where they hang out and they look like the people that you want to serve more, you're going to find big pools of people. So the idea is that we want to find these pools of the people that you want to serve. We want to find out where they're hanging out, where they're consuming information, and maybe think outside the box a little bit. So if you are a health coach and you're trying to get people into a health coaching program, don't necessarily go into like health related pools where they might be hanging out. Think about adjacent interests that they might have where you could also use those to find out where they're hanging out, right? So maybe they have something like a sport that they would ideally like to be doing, but maybe they're too out of shape and they feel like they can't get back into it. So maybe go to running clubs or softball clubs or those kind of things where people are joining and it's something where they would love to do more of it, but they're feeling held back by their health, and your zone of genius is going to help them actually achieve that dream, right? So think outside the box when you're looking for those pools of people. So again, look to your past clients or the people that you've served in the past, your past customers, figure out where they're hanging out, because if they're hanging out there, more than likely people who look like them are hanging out there too. And also number two, look for adjacent interests. So things that aren't necessarily in your niche, where you might have a lot of competition of people serving the audience in a similar way that you're doing. Look at adjacent interests or adjacent services to try and figure out where those pools of people who have kind of the similar interests to your audience, but it might not be so highly populated by people who are doing the same thing as you are. So that's number one. So where do I find them, right? So those are great ways to find them. Also, just start looking online. So there's a million different ways you can do audience research. There's Reddit, there's Facebook, there's Instagram hashtags, but basically start checking out people that look like your ideal client, right? Look like the person that you want to serve or that you want to sell to or that you want to engage, and look at where they're hanging out. So even if it's not a past client, or even maybe if you're just getting into business or you're changing your niche so you don't have a lot of past clients, look and start doing research and kind of create profiles of people who look like the person you want to serve. Even if that that individual person that you're kind of pseudo stalking doesn't end up being your client, once you kind of figure out where they're hanging out, what kind of groups they're hanging out in, what kind of interests they have, all of a sudden you can start fleshing out this really research-based, very solid profile so that you can actually go find those pools of people. Okay, so now once you've found your pools of people, the next thing I hear people say is, hey, Mary, well, what do I say to them? Honestly, don't overthink this. Just be you, be real. People don't want to form relationships. They don't want to buy from people who are pushy, right? So drop me an emoji if you ever have felt like a number or like you've just been totally spammed because you friended someone on Facebook or Instagram, and then immediately, before they even were like, hey, I liked your picture, or hey, how's your day? They immediately slam you with like a link, right? Drop me an emoji if you've ever had that experience. All right, so here's the thing. You do not want to slam people with links, right? So what do I say when I find a lead or when I find this pool of people that seems like a fertile ground for people that I want to serve, right? So think about this as a relationship, right? These are people. I've said this in my lives before, but these are not numbers on an email list or likes or follower numbers on a page. These are people. And if you are in this business to serve people and to create value for people, then you need to treat them like a person. So when you say to me, hey, Mary, what do I say to them? My question is, if you are out at a local networking group and you are starting a conversation with someone and you knew that you could serve them, I know it's hard to hold back that feeling of like, oh my God, I have so much value and I totally want to like share it with them. Take a deep breath and just be real. Start a real relationship with them. Because here's the thing, even if you force it on them immediately and kind of dump all your knowledge on them and share links and all this kind of stuff, they may buy something from you, but it's going to feel awkward and it's not going to feel authentic and it's not going to be a long-term relationship, right? So if you want to set up a long-term relationship, then you want to address it like a real thing. So do a little research, Google them, look them up on Facebook, look them on Instagram, figure out what they care about outside of just the thing that you're going to help them with, but figure out who they are as a person and engage them in real conversation, right? So that's pretty much my answer to what do you say. Now, when I work with my private clients, obviously we script out different responses and we script out different things like that. But for the purposes of today, my best advice for you is just treat them like a human. Just have a real relationship. All right. So last but not least, people are like, okay, where are they? What do I say to them? And how do I create the relationship? So creating the relationship, again, is continuing that conversation. So once you've started a conversation and you're in conversation with them as a human, then the next thing is going to be to ask questions that will obviously position your authority. So if you are a health coach, and you've started a relationship with someone, and they bring up a topic about something that is in your zone of genius. So say I'm a health coach and I'm helping moms who are struggling with postpartum weight loss and they feel like they've totally lost their identity and, have lost control of their bodies. And that comes up in the natural human-like conversation that you're having. You can offer them something that you are putting out as free content, right? So you don't necessarily want to spam them with links, but you can say, hey, actually, I hear that a lot. And I actually just did a Facebook Live on that last week. Would you like the link to check it out? Or give them an invitation to basically learn more about other ways that you've served, content you've put out, lives you've done, YouTube videos you've done, Instagram posts you've done. Maybe it's a freebie you have, but invite them to check it out. Invite them. Don't spam them, okay? So that's how you create the connection between that initial contact, then the relationship conversation building part of it, to the actual, okay, now we're kind of getting into the nurture. Now they're not just a lead, we're actually trying to move them into a prospect. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. I want to hear from you guys where you're getting stuck in that series. So drop me some comments below. Let me know where you're getting stuck. Let me know how that feels to you. And if there are other questions that you have related to that, I would love to hear how you are doing your lead generation, what your client acquisition engine looks like right now, where you're getting stuck on it, where you feel like you need to add more fuel, where you need to fix the gears. What is it that we got to get fixed for you? So like I said at the very beginning, I have a free gift for you guys, because one key essential thing in generating leads for your business is you have to be visible, right? If you can't generate leads if you're just hanging out behind here being like, oh, I hope someone buys from me. Oh wait, I'm just gonna hang it back here. You can't do that. You have to actually go out and be visible, because if people don't know you exist, they can't buy from you, right? And if they don't buy from you, you can't change lives. You can't create impact. You can't share your zone of genius, and you can't do all the things that you want to do, right? So the key to all of this is visibility. Now, visibility is a fun term that seems to be really popular, and that's why I'm using it in online sphere, like in online advertising, online entrepreneurship. So that is why I'm using it, because I do love the term, because it is about being visible. But here's the thing, this is nothing new, right? Brands have been doing visibility for years, decades, right? This is something where we're really just trying to get ourselves out there so that our audience knows we exist. So if you are intimidated or triggered, or you have baggage around the term visibility, or you've been burned in the past by visibility coaches, this is something you don't have to worry about. You can drop that, you can let it go, okay? Visibility is nothing new. It's just getting you in front of the people who need you. Okay, so I have a little gift up above. Click the link, and this is a tool that I have so far only shared with my private clients, but it's basically going to be a thought starter for you. I'm going to give you 50 ideas, fresh ideas to inspire you, different ways that if you're stuck on what does visibility mean, how do I get in front of them? Okay, I found a pool of people that are my people, but what do I do to get in front of them? This is going to be your list. And I'm also including in this, it's a tracker so that you can measure what matters, right? We want to measure what matters, not all this stuff about like wasting our time on measuring things that don't matter. You want to measure the actions you're taking to get you to the results you want. Okay, so that's what I'm giving you guys in the link above. So check it out. I invite you to download it, save your copy, edit it, make it your own, and take action, because you have genius inside of you. There are people out there who need it, and it is my job to use my superpower to get your superpower in front of those people. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I love serving you guys. I love hearing what you're about, and I love how you're using all these tools in your own business. So if you do download the visibility tracker, come back here, leave me a message, and let me know what you liked best about it. And I will see you next week on the next episode of Sticky Note Marketing. I wish you the best, and I'm here cheering on your success. Bye.